Hi everybody, good evening, welcome back to the Dugout Football channel where it is time to react to my Premier League predictions for the 2019-2020 Premier League season. Now started all the way back in August with these predictions, so we'll see how well I've done or how badly I have done. I will also announce how match week 38 went as well as we go on through this going through this video. But before I start this video, please give the video a like, and if you are new around here, then please hit that subscribe button. That'd be absolutely fantastic as well. But I'm not going to start with the reacting to the predictions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through match week 38, and I'll let you know how I did. So match week 38 was pretty good for me. I got 12 points. So Arsenal Watford went for a 2-0 win to Arsenal, finished 3-2. Burnley Brighton went for a 1-0 win to Burnley, finished 2-1 to Brighton. That's a bit of a shock, that one. Chelsea Wolves went for a 1-1 draw, that finished 2-0 to Chelsea. Crystal Palace Tottenham went for a 2-0 win to Tottenham, that was a 1-1 draw. Everton Bournemouth went for a 2-0 win to Everton, finished 3-1 to Bournemouth. Leicester City Man United went for a 2-1 win to Manchester United, it finished 2-0. Man City Norwich City, first perfect score, I went for a 5-0 win, it was a 5-0 win. Newcastle United against Liverpool, I went for a 3-1 win to Liverpool. It was a 3-1 win to Liverpool. Southampton Sheffield United went for a 2-0 win to Southampton. It finished 3-1 to Southampton. And West Ham Aston Villa, I went for a 1-1 draw. And it was a 1-1 draw. So I got 12 points. Now, as far as the comments are concerned, there were 7 people that obviously took part. And I'll just go through these very, very quickly. So Balam got 6 points. Lazarus Mugu got 3 points. Chris Welsh got 7 points, as did Sir Klopp and Roberto Hollis. Jules Seabitch, I hope I pronounced that right, got 8 points. And Shane O'Donnell was the top scorer in the comments with 10 points. So well done to Shane. And thank you everyone who's obviously commented throughout the season as well. But that takes care of match week 38. So, this is what you are here for. This is what you are here for. It is reacting to my match week to my 2019-2020 Premier League predictions. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each team A to obviously W. I'm going to do this that way, and we shall see what develops. So, starting off with things, we've got Arsenal. I predicted them to be 7th. They finished 8th. It has to be said, it has been a very poor season for Arsenal. Started really, really poorly under Unai Emery. Obviously got his marching orders from Arsenal, got the sack after a cup defeat, I think was to Eintracht Frankfurt. And it has to be said, it wasn't a very, very good... it's not been a good season for Arsenal. I know that obviously Mikel Arteta has come in, and to be honest, he has steadied the ship a little bit, but he obviously has the FA Cup final to look forward to. That's something else. But still question marks over, obviously, defending at Arsenal. Martinez is a big, big plus, I think, since coming in for Bernd Leno. And I think he's been very, very good. And I think that's one thing you can say about Arsenal, is that they do have a goalkeeper now that is definitely willing to step up to the plate. And Martinez has been absolutely fantastic. So there's no doubt about that. But Arsenal, I'm not too shocked at this, to be honest. I did predict them to be 7th. I did think that it was going to be one of those seasons for Arsenal. I just didn't think they were going to be in any race for the top 4 or the Europa League places. And obviously it's come out to that. So it's looking like that it's going to be a very, very interesting summer for Arsenal. And I think they do need to strengthen for sure. But I'm not too unhappy about that prediction, because I thought I would get it somewhere close, but no, to be honest, I think Arsenal have been very, very poor this season. I think it's been a terrible season for Arsenal. But an FA Cup victory would guarantee Europa League qualification. So Arsenal definitely need to improve next season. Aston Villa next. I predicted you to be 14th. You came 17th. Well done for surviving, first things first. You did spend a lot of money over the summer. I think it was £120 million, I think, over last summer. Obviously buying players that were not sort of Premier League test proven. And may came back to bite you, but it has to be said, Jack Grealish definitely got you out of the mire. Yes, people obviously look to the the ghost goal that Sheffield United scored. That is obviously that. Obviously, there is a court case now potentially going on between Bournemouth and Hawkeye. So that is one thing you can say for sure. But I have to say, Aston Villa, good side. Dean Smith's done a good job. I do wonder though whether he has taken the club as far as he can. But obviously he will be staying on next season. But it's just a case of, will he still be at the club by probably January? That's one thing you can say for sure, because Aston Villa did not start very well. Yes, injuries to key players did not help matters either way. Obviously, injuries to Heaton, obviously to McGinn as well, really cost them as well. But the one thing you can say about Aston Villa, yes, obviously they have survived by 35 points. And it was very good for them to survive, because obviously they needed Watford to lose as well. But it was nail-biting stuff on that final day. It was nail-biting stuff, but they managed to stay up by the skin of their teeth. Aston Villa, I predicted you to be 14th. You have finished 17th, but successful season because obviously you have managed to stay in the league, and I think that was the main objective for the season. Bournemouth, I predicted you to be 12th. Unfortunately, you have finished 18th. What I will say though, Bournemouth, you've been an absolute delight in the Premier League for the last 5 years. Always liked going to the Vitality Stadium whenever Liverpool were playing there. Bournemouth have been a very good club. Injuries again have not helped Bournemouth. Injuries to key players as well, and the one thing that I think got you relegated was definitely Ryan Fraser. I think Ryan Fraser definitely bit of a wee idiot for he is in his mind to obviously turn that contract down, but to be honest, it's really difficult for him to obviously turn that down, but he did. I'm quite shocked that Bournemouth went down, to be honest. I'm not too surprised that obviously injuries are a big factor, but to win 4-1 against Leicester City and then to win 3-1 against Everton, where have these performances been all season? Yes, I know there's been wins against Manchester United, I know there's been wins against Chelsea, but throughout the season, Bournemouth have just not been good enough, and unfortunately, the last day, it just didn't happen for them, and they will be back, though. They will be back. Please do not get rid of Eddie Howe. Honestly, Eddie Howe has done a fantastic job for Bournemouth, and I really do hope you do not let him go, because he has been absolutely magnificent for Bournemouth, especially getting into the Premier League when they did. And it's going to be very interesting to see if he can get them straight back up. I don't think he'll be able to, but you might lose some players. Obviously, Ake looks like he's going to City. That bid's been accepted today. So that's one thing you can say for sure. But what a fantastic job that Eddie Howe has done at Bournemouth. And yeah, sad that they're going down, but you will be back. You will be back, Bournemouth. So yeah, you will definitely be back. Brighton. Yeah, I can apologise to all Brighton fans now. I predicted you to be rock bottom. You have finished 15th. Successful season again. Brighton, obviously, you did appoint Graham Potter as your new manager at the start of last season. And to be honest, it has been vindicated. He has been an absolute joy to watch. Good side Brighton now. And obviously with the signings of Veltman and Lallana coming in as well, I think Brighton are in for a very good season next season. But this season has been all about their home form. Their home form has definitely kept them up. Winning home and away against Arsenal, that was very good as well. But do you know what? Brighton deserve to stay in the league because they've proven themselves difficult to beat. I think that's the one thing you can say. Obviously, the Arsenal game before obviously the lockdown happened. Obviously they won there. But obviously the Arsenal game that they won at the Amex, that was their first win in 2020. So that's something they'll have to be wary of, is that they can go on a bad run but still manage to stay up. But their form past lockdown was absolutely magnificent as well. So very well done to Brighton, and I do apologise to every Brighton fan that I did underestimate you this season. So that's one thing I can say for sure. But Brighton, you have been fantastic this season, so definitely deserve to stay up. Burnley next. I had you to be 17th, and Burnley were 10th this season. Wow, Sean Dyche has done a fantastic job at Burnley, and to be honest, you've made them very, very difficult to beat. Burnley are a really, really difficult team to play against, but with players such as obviously Nick Pope in goal, really, really impressed. Very close to getting the Golden Glove as well. He has been fantastic. They've got a very good defence in Tarkowski, Kevin Long as well. And obviously you've had Eric Peters there, and obviously Phil Bardsley there. You've obviously got Dwight McNeil as well, Jay Rodriguez, Ashley Barnes, Chris Wood. You've got a really good squad there, Burnley. Couple of more players, you may get into that top. Well, obviously you're in 10th, so obviously you're in the top 10. So that's one thing you can say for sure. I think Burnley will have a good season. Only if they keep Sean Dyche, though. Only if they keep Sean Dyche. I think if Sean Dyche leaves Burnley, then you may see Burnley falling down the table. But if they can keep their form as they did when obviously they played after lockdown, I think they'll be absolutely fine. But Burnley, another fantastic finish this season, 10th in the Premier League. I think every Burnley fan would have definitely said, yeah, 10th or anything above sort of 14th would have been successful. But 10th place, very, very well done, Burnley. You have been fantastic. Chelsea, I predicted you to be 4th. You did finish 4th. Chelsea have been very, very good this season. It has to be said, Pulisic has been a big, big plus. Willian as well, he's been a big, big plus. Abraham's form, obviously before lockdown, was very, very good. 15 goals this season. So very, very good for him as well. Big, big question marks though. Kepa Arrizabalaga, I don't think he's going to be at Chelsea next season. Let's just say that I think he may have played his last game for Chelsea. I don't think Lampard fancies him as number one. Other thing is, obviously, it does say it all when Willy Caballero comes in goal for the last game of the season as well. I think Chelsea definitely need to improve the defence. They've looked really vulnerable at the back for sure. Conceding too many goals as well. And that's one thing you can say for Chelsea. They've got a good squad, but defensively they can be very, very suspect. So I think that's going to be something you'll have to say for sure. But I'll tell you something, Chelsea, well done to Frank Lampard. 4th in his first season in charge. Champions League qualifications sealed. They are still in the Champions League, but obviously they will need an absolute miracle to beat Bayern Munich. But Chelsea thoroughly deserved 4th place this season. But it was very, very close. Very, very close between United, Chelsea and Leicester. And we'll see what happens. So, Crystal Palace, I predicted you to be 13th. And you finished 14th. I'm pretty happy with this. I did say at the start of the season that this would all depend on if Zaha stayed. If Zaha didn't go, then I think they would have been in a relegation battle. But Palace did get enough points to stay up in the eventually, and it has to be said they survived comfortably. They did survive comfortably. Obviously, Wilfred Zaha is a big question mark now over his future. Is he going to stay at Palace? I don't think he will, to be honest. I don't think he will. But to be honest, Jordan Ayew's been very, very good since coming in from obviously Swansea. It has to be said he's been a good signing, and he's come to the fore this season for sure. Looking at it, obviously Palace have had some very good players. Milivojevic especially, Guaita the goalkeeper as well. I think they might struggle to keep a hold of Guaita for sure. I think the big clubs are definitely after him for sure. Milivojevic as well has been very, very good as well. So it's going to be very, very interesting summer for Crystal Palace. But I'm quite happy with that prediction because I think looking at it, obviously, they have finished a place below where I thought they would have finished. But I'm happy with that prediction. I am happy with that prediction. So Palace, very, very well done. You finished 14th, but you survived really, really comfortably as well. Everton, I predicted you to be 8th. You finished 12th. Poor season for Everton. Very, very poor season. Obviously, Marco Silva started at Everton this season, and it has to be said, it has just been absolutely awful from start to finish. Yes, obviously when Marco Silva left Everton, they were in the relegation zone. Carlo Ancelotti came in, managed to steady the ship a little bit, but same old problems with me. Jordan Pickford, I think Everton need to upgrade their goalkeeper. Jordan Pickford has just been so poor since last year. So many mistakes as well. It just hasn't been very, very good. I think the shining light you can say for Everton this season has been Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think he's been very, very good. Richarlison seems to be popping up with goals as well. But they do need to get rid. There is a lot of deadwood in that Everton squad, and I think they do need to get rid of the likes of Sigurdsson, and obviously Leighton Baines is retired now as well. So they're definitely going to need to strengthen their squad a bit. Obviously, they'll have players coming back as well. Cenk Tosun's one of them as well. Obviously, on loan at Palace last season, but he'll be back at Everton. But whether or not he stays around is another matter. So it's going to be very interesting. But Everton, very, very poor season for the Blues. And it's going to be interesting to see where they will strengthen in the summer. That is one thing to say. But yeah, poor season for Everton. Leicester City. I predicted you to be 6th. You came 5th. Again, another good prediction from me. I did think Leicester would be in the top 6. And for a time, all season long, it has been that kind of season where they were Liverpool's closest challengers to win the league. But obviously, form after the Christmas period, it just didn't happen for them. They only took 23 points out of their last 57 on board. Not good. That's relegation form almost. So not very good. Not very good for Leicester. But you have to say that they took it down to the last game. Obviously not to get 4th or 3rd in the end. Disappointing. But you have to say that Leicester City will go again next season. Brendan Rodgers is a very good manager. He will be back. He will definitely be back. But difficult to say where Leicester's sort of ambitions are next season. Obviously, they are in the Europa League, but whether or not they will sort of rotate heavily is another matter. But well done, Leicester City. Good season. I don't think many people would have had you to obviously challenge for the Champions League, but you did. But 5th place in the end, and it was a good prediction. A good prediction in the end. So next, Liverpool. I predicted us to be 2nd. We are champions, obviously. One of the things you have to say at the start of the season, everyone would say Manchester City would win the league because of obviously the squad that they've got. But Jurgen Klopp deserves a lot of credit this season because Liverpool have been absolutely magnificent to watch. Winning the league on 99 points, which is absolutely fantastic. It's going to be hard next season, there's no doubt about it, but I think you have to say that Liverpool have been the best team to watch. Obviously, Sadio Mane's been the best player this season, I think. Obviously, Henderson getting the Football Writers Award as well. Very, very good. And, I think Liverpool do need to strengthen for sure. But it's going to be interesting to see if they can. And which players will come in for sure. So, but yeah, Liverpool, I predicted us to be 2nd, but champions, I will take it. First league title in 30 years, I will take that for sure. Manchester City, well, I predicted Man City to be 1st. They are obviously 2nd. Terrible season. Terrible season for Manchester City. Yes, obviously they've won the Carabao Cup, but they're out of the FA Cup. And obviously the Champions League left now. They've got Real Madrid. Difficult game, it has to be said. It is a very difficult game for sure. So looking ahead to that game, it'd be interesting to see. How well they can do in that game. But league form, I think they've had so much disappointing results. Obviously, Norwich away was a bad result. Southampton away as well. They lost both home and away to Manchester United as well. They lost at Anfield. Well, they usually lose at Anfield anyway, but it's been a disappointing season for City. They are going to get Nathan Ake by the looks of things, £41 million from Bournemouth. That is a good signing. That is a very, very good signing. It's going to be interesting to see how well they do, but Yeah, City, I predicted you to be champions, but obviously you finished second. But Pep Guardiola will get his City squad together and go again next season. You can bet your ass that he will definitely do that. So definitely going to be one of those seasons, I think, that Pep will spend money for sure. Manchester United, I predicted you to be fifth. You were actually third. And it has to be said, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, in his first full season in charge, has managed to get the Red Devils to third place in the league. How has he done that? I have no idea. But from Burnley onwards, as I've said on previous occasions, the league run was absolutely fantastic. Yes, a lot of draws in there, but they still remain consistent. Bruno Fernandes, I don't think they've lost a game since he came in, apart from obviously the FA Cup semi-final to Chelsea. But it has to be said, they were very, very good this season, Manchester United. Obviously, they've got Rashford, Martial. If they can get a Sancho, if they can get a Grealish, if they can get a defender, then I think they're going to have a good season next season. May take them a little bit of time to challenge Liverpool and Manchester City. But what you have to say is that every Manchester United fan will definitely be optimistic for the start of next season. There's no doubt about it. But I think you'd have to say that it's definitely been an up and down season for Manchester United. But to get third place, and especially with under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's been doubted so much by the Manchester United fan base, etc. The fan base is really divided over whether Ole is the right man or whether he's not. But he's done very well. He's done very well to get third. I think he deserves a lot of credit. Manchester United, you are third in the league. Newcastle United. I predicted you to be 19th. You finished 13th. So Steve Bruce deserves a lot of credit, because Steve Bruce was one of those ones that was definitely manager that was doubted at the start of the season, and it has to be said, he's done a very good job. Yes, you can actually argue that Joe Linton has been probably one of the flops of the season, but obviously Almiron is now scoring. Alan Saint-Maximin has been very, very good. Obviously, we've had the Longstaff brothers as well, Matty Longstaff and Sean Longstaff, breaking through this season as well. Dubravka's a very good goalkeeper as well. Steve Bruce deserves a lot of credit, because obviously he's got more points than Rafa Benitez ever did at Newcastle. And it's going to be a very, very interesting season. Will Newcastle really want to keep Bruce, or will they appoint someone else? But obviously, with the news that the takeover has now collapsed and will not be happening, it's hopefully, you would obviously every fan of Newcastle would want Mike Ashley to go. But obviously, with the takeover falling through, you do worry for Newcastle. But 13th place, good finish to the season for sure. It's they're going to have a good season next season. You would hope so. But yeah, it's a very, very difficult season coming up for Newcastle as well. Norwich City. I predicted you to be 16th. You finished rock bottom, but it has to be said, you have been a very good team to watch this season. But after lockdown, the form just went completely out of the window. I think you lost every single game, didn't you? It just wasn't great. It wasn't great at all. But you have to say, it's Norwich will be back. I think Farke does look like a man who's definitely, I wouldn't say under pressure, but he is kind of getting to that stage where I think he's fed up, and I wonder if he will stick around for Norwich. So that's something else you have to say. But Norwich City will be back for sure. Some good players through in that team. Jamal Lewis, obviously Northern Ireland international. Max Aarons, who has been linked with Bayern Munich and amongst other clubs this week as well. Emi Buendia is very, very good as well. And obviously Timu Puki obviously started the season very well. Did finished it really, really slowly as well. But Norwich City will be back. I'm pretty sure of that. But will it be next season? I don't think it will be. But good luck, Norwich, for getting back into the top flight. You're a nice club. You're a very, very nice club. So I hope you get back up for sure. Sheffield United, I predicted you to be 18th. You finished 9th. Well, round of applause. Sheffield United have been one of the teams to watch this season. With the flying fullbacks of Enda Stevens and George Baldock, they have been magnificent to watch. Obviously, Ollie McBurney's getting the goals. John Fleck, midfield. Lundstrom is obviously a fantasy football favourite as well. In everybody's teams last season, you'd have to say. So, I have to say, though, Sheffield United have been a joy to watch. Dean Henderson in particular, will he still be at Sheffield United next season? Will Manchester United let him go back to Sheffield United on loan again next season? Or will he battle David De Gea for the number 1 spot? That is one thing you can say. But looking at this, Sheffield United were very difficult to beat away from home. Obviously, the defeats to Southampton, Newcastle, Liverpool, Manchester City were the only, and Manchester United, of course. I think they were the only away defeats that they had. So it has been a very good season for Sheffield United, and Chris Wilder has done a magnificent job to get them from League One all the way to the Premier League. Deserves a lot of credit. Obviously, they've added to the ranks with Wes Foderingham as number 2 goalkeeper now. So going to be interesting to see. There is talk of Ramsdale potentially going there as well, but Sheffield United have been magnificent to watch, and it's going to be interesting to see how well they do next season. Didn't quite qualify for Europe, but had they done that, I think they would have done very, very well. But Sheffield United, breath of fresh air to watch. Fantastic season, fantastic first season back in the top flight. 9th place, top 10 finish. Well done, Chris Wilder. Well done, Sheffield United. Southampton, I predicted you to be 15th. You finished 11th. Tale of two seasons, it has to be said. First half, really bad. Obviously, the 9-0 defeat to Leicester City had obviously people questioning Hasenhüttl for his job. Second half of the season, though, absolutely magnificent return for Southampton. I think they were 11 games away from home unbeaten as well. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. It's been a very, very up and down season for Southampton, but Danny Ings getting 22 league goals, 1 away from Jamie Vardy. He was very, very close to sharing that golden boot with Jamie Vardy. Obviously, Che Adams has started to score as well. They've got a good squad, Southampton. They've got a very, very good squad, Southampton, but one of the things that they need to improve next season is their home form. Their home form wasn't too good, but obviously winning against Manchester City will definitely lift the spirits as well. But it has been a very good season for Southampton, and to obviously finish 11th from where you were potentially going down after the 9-0 defeat to Leicester City, it was a very, very good end to the season for Ralph Hasenhüttl, and it has to be said that the away form has been magnificent. So continue that next season. I think Southampton will be fine next season. So well done, Southampton. 11th place finish. Tottenham Hotspur, I predicted you to be 3rd. You are actually 6th. Disappointing season for Spurs, it has to be said. Mauricio Pochettino obviously started the season at Spurs, didn't last very long. He was sacked in November, and then Jose Mourinho took over as well. So disappointing season, has to be said. Obviously, the cup run in the Champions League was very, very good. Obviously, got knocked out by Leipzig as well. One of the criticisms you can say about Tottenham, though, is the style of football that they're playing under Mourinho, but this is to be expected under Mourinho. That is one thing you can say. But Harry Kane starting to fire away as well. Son's been very, very good. Bergwijn's been very, very good. Obviously, Dele Alli started to come back into his game. Hugo Lloris has had an up and down season. Obviously, broke his arm at Brighton as well. I think everyone forgets that as well. But he came back. He came back really, really well. So Tottenham, obviously Europa League is confirmed. Whether or not they'll do well in the Europa League, whether they'll give that a try, is anything to come by. But Thursday, Sunday football, get used to it, Spurs fans. You are going to get used to that. But disappointing season for Spurs, there's no doubt about it. 6th place, yeah, disappointing. But at least you're in the top 6. At least you are in the top 6. Watford, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I predicted you to be 11th. You're actually 19th. and going down probably deserved as well. Which club goes out through 4 managers in a season and doesn't stay up? Fulham did it, and now Watford have done it. So let's go back to the beginning. Javi Garcia was in charge until September. He was sacked. Quique Sanchez-Flores took over. 1 win in 10. He was sacked. And then Nigel Pearson comes in. Looks to have saved them. They were 17th going into the final 2 games of the season. And then they sack Pearson for reasons that we still don't know. Apparently he had a go at one of the players, and obviously something's happened as well. But they just haven't turned up all season. Yes, obviously the big highlight for them was probably the 3-0 win against Liverpool, and wins against Manchester United as well. But apart from that, they didn't really turn up, did they? They did not turn up. And that's one thing you can say for Watford. People say that they think that Watford will bounce straight back up. I'm not too sure. The way that Pozzo likes to sack his managers, keep sacking his managers, I think Watford will struggle next season. And I don't know if obviously, I think players like Sarr will go. I think Doucouré might go. Capoue. So it'll be interesting to see which players actually stick around at Watford. But yeah, disappointing to obviously see them go down. But I think they do deserve to go down, unfortunately. So Watford, you will be back. I'm not sure it'll be next season, though. So we'll see what happens for sure. West Ham United, I predicted you to be 9th. You finished 16th. Yeah, poor season again. Obviously started with Pellegrini. He got sacked, and then they bring them back in David Moyes, which has obviously turned out to be a very good one, because obviously they have stayed in the Premier League. But obviously a lot of problems off the pitch. Obviously with the Gold, Sullivan, and obviously Brady as well. That's one thing you can say for West Ham. But West Ham surviving 16th place, I think to take that, they'll be happy. But at the start of the season, many tipped them to be top 10. It's not been their season. It's just not been their season. And unfortunately, it's going to be very, very interesting to see which players stick around as well. Obviously, they've signed Souček on a permanent deal as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how well they do. But 16th place, poor season for West Ham. At least they stayed up as well. But I don't think anyone would have predicted them to be in a relegation battle as well. But 16th place, poor season, need to improve. And the last team to obviously check where I predicted them. Wolves, I predicted you to be 10th. You are 7th in the Premier League. Fantastic season yet again from Nuno Espirito Santo. I thought Wolves overachieved last season, but this season they've just been fantastic. Europa League run, they're still in the Europa League. They could still go far in that competition. And yeah, they could potentially win it, but Jimenez, Jota, Adama Traore are just some of the standouts this season. Patricio, Cody. It's just been a very good season for Wolves. Obviously, talk of Adama Traore, Raul Jimenez potentially going on his way as well. But if those two players go, I would expect Wolves to still have a good season, because they've still got the bulk of their squad. They've got Ruben Neves in midfield, has been absolutely fantastic. Jeremy Tino as well. Wolves, you've been a credit to the Premier League. I don't think anyone would have expected you to be challenging for the Champions League, but my, you gave it a good go, didn't you? You gave it a good go, and it's going to be interesting to see where you finish next season. So that is it. So to conclude, my predictions were very, very poor. Very poor. Very, very poor. Awful. So definitely need to improve next season, but we shall see what happens. But yeah, I definitely need to improve for sure. 1 out of 20, which is absolutely nonsense. Obviously, I predicted Arsenal to be 7th. They finished 8th. That's not too bad. Leicester City predicted them to be 6th, finished 5th. So that's one thing you could say for sure. But the bottom 3 didn't get any of them right. So I definitely need to improve next season. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. Obviously, if you are new around here, then please hit that subscribe button. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Smash the like on this video. And yeah, let's hope my predictions are much, much better next season. And thank you everyone for the support throughout the season as well. And yeah, big things are coming on this channel. Big things are coming. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye bye for now.